Hi, in this video we're going to be going over Tenable.io's feature called target groups. Basically what this does is that it gives you the ability to, in a repeatable way, type out your different network ranges and more. We'll kind of cover why you would use it, where you would use it, how you would set it up, and ultimately how you kind of implement it into your different processes to try and be a little bit more effective at being able to parse out your different vulnerabilities based on your time and resources that you have available. First off, what you're going to do is go to cloud.tenable.com and log in. That's going to drop you in your main workbench area. From here, what you want to do is go to scans up at the top. And then on the left, there's target groups. So you'll click on that and actually be able to see all the ones that we've already have built out here. When you first start out, typically you want to hit new groups after gathering kind of all your IP spaces and different operating ranges that you know you have network space on. From there, what you're going to do is build these all out kind of to coincide with those networks. Being able to put one for your user subnet, being able to put one for your different static IP ranges and more. What you can do is just kind of list off this and say, here's my lab network. I already have this built, so we won't save this one, but specifically, I'll be able to drop in my CIDR notation, or I'll be able to upload a CSV if I already have that saved off somewhere. We can put in DNS names if you wanted to be able to go in and turn this into an automated process. We do have an open API, and so sometimes people will say, we're going to grab this data from a CMDB, maybe query AWS or somewhere, and be able to pull that information down and just drop it into our target groups in an automated fashion. You can also set up role-based access controls. So if I wanted to be able to come in here and say, what groups or users I want to be able to access this different, portion of my network. If I want them to be able to say no access, just period. If I want them to be able to have like read only or actually be able to interact with that network, be able to say can scan by default, adding those different layers and so on. So for your access control list that you build out. So where you would typically go from here is when you go to build your scans. Instead of kind of doing the Nessus way where you go in and when you build a new scan, typing in the range of IPs over and over every time you need to build a new ad hoc scan if you want to just like run a one-off outside of your scheduled scans. There's just a matter of saying, here's the target groups, you drop down and just selecting that from an option. You already have it built once, there's no need to rebuild the wheel. The other section that is really helpful and useful of this is when you tie this into data filtration. So at the end of the day, when you've run your scans and you kind of get all this information back, for example, I have 2,500 vulnerabilities. I'm not going to have time for that as a single employee who actually has to focus on really the hour that I have this week. So what I'm going to do is actually use those target groups to filter. And so I'm going to come up here to advanced and say, here's my target groups. I'll use that lab network. When I actually go in and couple this with other stuff, whether it's severity or exploitability, etc., I can come in here and say, all right, only show me the things that are critical in that lab network, the thing that I'm working on. And that applies across the board, sysadmins, help desk, network admins, etc. What comes next of it is now I only have 10 vulnerabilities to focus on. This is something I can sink my teeth into. This is something that I can be a little bit more effective. And as I first, address these, then I can kind of work my way up from the lowest hanging fruit upwards. So we will release extra videos over time. However, Tenable actually has a bunch of videos already available on their website. If you go to docs.tenable.com and check out some of their on-demand videos and training that they have for some of this stuff too. So again, thank you, and thanks for watching.